Hi friends, welcome to my channel as we continue with Spellbinder's summertime theme for the clubs of the month. And what could be more fitting than the large die of the month, Summer Vacay? Sitting on the beach under an umbrella, sipping a cool drink, it just doesn't get any better than that. This set comes with a die that creates soft waves. I've cut it 2 times from white glitter cardstock. I'm laying them out in conjunction with an island die cut so that I can use some post-it note tape to mark my horizon. And I'm using the grid on my sticky mat so that I get it on straight. I'm going to be working with fresh dye inks, and the sea will be done with a combination of Aqualicious, Teal Cave, and Galactic Stream. The ink is applied randomly as I work between the 3 colors. However, I am doing all of my inking with horizontal motions. This will create a feeling of movement with the water. And once I've applied all 3 colors and the lower part of the panel is completely colored in, then I'll go back with my lightest tone, which is Aqualicious, and just blend everything together. The edges will be softened between the colors, but yet they will still remain distinct. Post-it note tape will not stick to anything that even has a little bit of moisture in it. So after I'm finished my sea, I'm going to hit it with the heat tool and make sure that it's completely dry before I reposition my post-it note tape to expose the horizon of the sky. Start inking right on the horizon with a soft pink called Blush. Then I'll continue with Aqualicious, a pretty soft teal, the same one that was used in the sea. And where the 2 meet, they'll be blended together. The inks will be applied a couple of times to get a nice smooth blend where they overlap one another. I've used Bristol Smooth cardstock for the panel plus all of the die cuts, although you certainly can ink blend on other kinds of cardstock. You do have to work a little bit harder than you do on Bristol Smooth. Create some pretty variation on this sandy island. I'll start off with the blush at the top of the island and then go over the entire die cut with mangrove root. And I love dimension on cards, so of course I had to die cut the island out of black sheet foam, and I'll stack the 2. The seascape can be completed by first adhering one of those wave die cuts to the top of the sea near the horizon. The island is laid out on the panel so that I can position the second die cut right below it. When I apply liquid adhesive to delicate die cuts, I do not apply a lot of pressure to the bottle so that I can get a nice thin stream of glue coming out. The die cuts are just a little bit wider than the panel. To get a nice flush cut, I flip my panel over, push the blade of my scissors right up against the edge of the panel, and then trim. The foam-backed island is adhered between those 2 wave die cuts. This set also comes with a couple of different sizes of clouds. They've been die cut from white cardstock, and I'm just going to layer them on, overhanging the edge of the panel. And as I did with the waves, I'll flip my panel over and trim off the overhanging bits. Now to start working with those cute elements that are included in this set. I've die cut the chair. There are 2 of them. One is angled to the right and the other to the left. And I also have that thin umbrella pole sitting on my sticky mat. As I ink the frames, I don't apply a lot of pressure at the top, but I apply a bit more at the base where the shadow areas would be. And that pole is a thin die cut, and I just drag the blending brush up and down it. The slings for the chairs plus the base die cut for the umbrella is being colored in ruby red. Frosty pink is being applied to one of the stripe details for the umbrella plus the stripes for the chairs. Coral berry is being used for the alternating stripes for the umbrella. The etched lines on both the slings for the chairs and the umbrella make it easy to position the stripes. Once the two little stripe details are in place, the sling can be adhered to the frame. For this chair, which is angled to the right, the sling is pushed up to the left-hand side of the frame. Of course, the second chair, which is angled to the left, is assembled in the exact same way, except when it is adhered to the frame, it'll be pushed up against the right-hand side of the frame. The etched lines on the umbrella provide a guide to position the stripes. When the stripes are adhered, I'm alternating between the coral berry and the frosty pink. One end of the umbrella pole, there's a little pointed end. This end will fit between the two main stripes on the umbrella. With these final elements pulled together, the rest of the card comes together easily. The background panel is adhered to an A2 size top folding card base. Foam squares are placed on the back of the umbrella, and then the umbrella is positioned so that the pole is in the center of the island. Length is reduced, and then a little bit of liquid adhesive holds it into position on the center of the island. The base of the beach chairs will be attached to the foam-backed island with a little bit of liquid adhesive. Foam squares have been placed on the back of the sling where it extends over top of the sea. This card is finished up with a sentiment from the Glimmer of the Month Club. It has been mounted on foam so that it is consistent with the dimension of the rest of the elements. And that completes this sweet beach scene featuring Spellbinder's large die of the month, Summertime Vacay. Such a fun card to make. I hope you enjoyed this video, and as always, I appreciate your visit.